All right, Tampa is still a super popular destination for so many people that are looking to move to the area. They call and text us and email us every single day. But there's been some issues of affordability across the real estate market in the country lately. So let's look at the 5 most affordable suburbs around the Tampa, Florida area. Here we go. I'm Sam, and this is the Living in Tampa channel, and as always, we make these videos for you about what it's like to live and move to the whole Tampa area. Today, we're going to talk about 5 different suburban areas, and right now I'm at a listing of ours that's going to go live here in Wesley Chapel. In a previous video, the West Chase versus Wesley Chapel video, I talked about how much further your money goes in a place like Wesley Chapel, and some of these other suburbs, it goes even further, and we're going to talk about those specific areas. And we're going to start with Riverview. Now, Riverview isn't an area I always speak super positively of because it is a little bit congested, but it does have a lot of options. If you have a daily commute into the city or just on I-75 in general or on 301, like it's kind of a rough commute. But if you can avoid that or you just have to live out there, there's a lot of really great options and a lot of really good price ranges. Pre-existing, brand new construction with good incentives. And this Riverview area, it's about 100,000 people, and then you go up to Brandon, there's another 100,000. It's kind of a big area over there on the east side of Tampa. So for all these areas, we're gonna talk about the median home price, who this area is ideal for, and then a couple highlights. The median home price in the Riverview area is around $350,000. This is a little bit lower than the Tampa average and makes a lot more options available for a lot of buyers. It also makes this area ideal for first-time home buyers, for young families, or for that jump into new construction where you're just trying to get a little more bang for your buck. But especially if you're working out in the Riverview area, there's a lot of great options. If you don't have to commute into Tampa or over to St. Pete, there's really a lot of different kinds of neighborhoods, different kinds of areas. As you go out further east toward Fishhawk, toward Bloomingdale, it gets a lot more kind of old established neighborhoods. Now when I say old, they're like from the 80s, but those Bloomingdale neighborhoods with huge oak trees like this that kind of go over every road. Super beautiful areas out there. And some quick highlights, there are a lot of amenities. Now when I say amenities, there's a mall out there, there's like kind of all your normal kind of shopping, kind of your grocery store and other strips all over the place. Everything's within reach really easily. And I've seen some comments on YouTube recently about Riverview saying all there is out here are preserves. There are a lot of preserves that you can go that have parks in them, that have trails in them, a lot of things like that, a lot of outdoor activities to do over there. Obviously the state fairgrounds are really close. You can go down to the tomato festival, you can go out to the strawberry festival in Plant City. There's a lot of things like that make that area kind of unique and charming. All right, next on our list is Newport Richey. I actually live in Newport Richey. Newport Richey is about 150,000 people. When you look it up online, it just shows a little old downtown area, but it's quite a bit bigger. Over on the west side, you have older areas close to the water. You have the old downtown by the river. And then as you go east, you go into Trinity, that's to the southeast. And then as you go northeast, you go up into a lot of newer areas. And even the giant new neighborhood, Newport Corners, that Lennar is building up closer to me, which is about 3,600 homes that are going in there. And the median price in Newport Richey is right around $300,000, making it almost $100,000 less than the greater Tampa median price. And who is Newport Richey ideal for? Now, it has similar constraints as Riverview in that if you have to commute, especially down into Pinellas County, it's a pretty rough commute, it's pretty slow roads. If you need to commute down into Tampa, there are some areas in Newport Richey where you can get over to the Veterans Expressway pretty easily, especially up by Ridge Road. Highway 54 connects to that, Highway 52 connects to that, and all those areas are getting more and more connected. But just like a lot of areas on this list, Newport Richey is ideal for you if you're looking for more bang for your buck. Newport Richey also has some really unique areas that not a lot of these areas have. I currently live on an acre and most of my neighbors have more space than I do. There's also big master plan communities in Trinity. There's brand new communities like Newport Corners. There's charming places down by the river downtown in non-flood zones. There's a lot of options. This is also an area that could be ideal for you if you need to be close to the water. Say you have a boat, you need to get it to a boat slip really fast, or you have it at the marina, you want to get over there quickly. You could live in a suburban master plan style community and have your boat over at the marina and get to it relatively easily. And just some quick highlights about Newport Richey. It does have a super charming established downtown with a lot of local businesses, a cool park, Sims Park down there, all kinds of car shows and festivals and everything like that. There's also a lot of waterfront in Newport Richey, whether you want to live right on the water or you want your neighborhood to have a boat slip. There's a lot of different options like that because a lot of the town is actually on the water. And even the river that runs through downtown has access to the Gulf. Also, by being in Newport Richey, you're quite a bit closer to beaches. Now, Fred Howard Park in Tarpon Springs will be your closest beach, and that's gonna be about 20-30 minutes away. All right, next on our list is Lando Lakes. Now, people ask me about Lando Lakes all the time when they move from the upper Midwest, and they're like, wait, Minnesota's Lando Lakes. Why is this Lando Lakes? There are a lot of lakes in this area. You can see on the map, there's lakes everywhere. I'm actually going to show a house at that's on one of those lakes just after this. But let's start with the median price. The median price in Lando Lakes is right around $400,000. Interestingly too, the average income in Lando Lakes is pretty high because so many people that have high-paying jobs in Tampa, they commute from Lando Lakes. It's really this kind of bedroom community. And there are a lot of options with newer style neighborhoods and older style neighborhoods on these lakes, but you can get a lot more space inside your house and outside your house and still be pretty competitive on prices. Then there's all kinds of mixtures. Some of these neighborhoods have an HOA and they have like horse stables you can rent and lakes you have access to. Others have an HOA and have all the high-end amenities and, you know, resort style fitness centers and saunas and all that kind of stuff. There's all different kinds of levels here in Lando Lakes. And Lando Lakes is actually super ideal for those that need to commute, that want that really quiet suburban place where they live, but then need to commute, you know, down into Tampa or into Carrollwood or even down into Clearwater. Because you're right on the Veterans Expressway, it's not that crazy to kind of commute anywhere. And a couple highlights for Lando Lakes: there are really high rated schools, public and private, and there's just a lot of options. A lot of options for houses, a lot of options for things to go do, and because it's really nestled into all these other up-and-coming suburban areas, you have access to everything in Wesley Chapel, to everything in Lutz, to everything in Odessa, to everything on North Tampa, and it's all right there within your reach. You often won't even know you're leaving Lando Lakes to go to one of those other areas. Okay, next I'm gonna combine an area, Apollo Beach and Parrish. They're in two different counties, but when I was with clients in Parrish recently, you just realize how close Apollo Beach is and how my clients end up considering both of those areas when they're looking over there. So a lot of my clients are drawn to Apollo Beach because of its affordable waterfront options, and then now they're being drawn to that more and more because of new construction options, which is also why they're drawn to Parrish. This area combined is about 80,000 people, and Parrish has some of the best up-and-coming master planned communities. North River Ranch honestly being my favorite because it has a super low HOA that's like $100 a month. The CDD is still normal for a neighborhood like this. It's like almost $3,000 a year. Some of the other communities are that much on both of those things, so it makes your monthly fixed cost just quite a bit higher. So when people are considering Apollo Beach and Parrish, these areas, they're drawn to them because of the very affordable new construction options. There's a lot of great options out here. There's also a lot of waterfront options that are a little different than Pinellas County, than St. Pete and Clearwater and Tarpon Springs and all these areas where waterfront is so competitive, and Apollo Beach is a little bit different. And it's also very different water because you're actually on the Tampa Bay and you're not on the Gulf. So biggest highlights are water access and the growth of just residential and retail. You go through some of these areas and you're like, wow, this area is gonna look incredibly different 10 years from now. So you're really on this beginning curve of growth, and as Tampa grows closer to Manatee County down to like Bradenton and Sarasota, Apollo Beach and Parrish are kind of where those two areas merge. Okay, last on our list is Wesley Chapel. That's where I am right now. Wesley Chapel has been one of the most popular suburbs in the past 10 years in all of Florida. Median price in the Wesley Chapel area is right around $400,000. We're gonna list this house for $410,000 tomorrow. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool, preserved view behind, 3-car garage. Your money just goes pretty far out here. Wesley Chapel is super ideal for growing families, for first-time buyers, for people that want new construction and nicer things around, people that are looking for kind of a gated experience, people that want established communities. There's actually a very diverse styles of housing here in the Wesley Chapel area. But one of my favorite things about Wesley Chapel is the upside. Just like Parrish, the upside of Wesley Chapel is all the potential growth of the area, the appreciation of the homes, all the amenities that they're building, all the infrastructure that they're building. And JD Porter, who owns a bunch of the land, he's a big developer around here, he is being very intentional about that happening slowly and that happening more intentionally. Making sure that stuff gets preserved, making sure we don't just bring in the most popular thing, but we actually take our time and develop things that make sense for the community overall and make sense for the community in the long run. Major highlights for the Wesley Chapel area: there's a lot of new construction options. And some of those that we've sold up into the millions, and some of those, down into the 350,000. There's a lot of different options. But then another major highlight that often draws people to the area is this mix of newer suburb with really good schools and a couple different kinds of options. It's also just very connected. So yeah, the commute down I-75 to Tampa is not great, but it's not that bad either. Even if you're up on the north side in Epperson, the commute, once you get out to I-75, is 40 minutes to downtown. It's not crazy. Of course, that's gonna slow down a little bit during typical commute times, but a lot of our clients are choosing this area because it's where they wanna raise their families. Hey, if you're interested in any of these areas or any other areas in the Tampa Bay greater area, we would love to hear from you. If you made it to the video, we would love to hear from you. Give us a call, text, or email anytime, and thanks for coming by.